Hello everyone, welcome to Wi-Fi Learn. We are seeing the subject of electrical circuit theory. In that we have covered some topics of definitions and we have seen the definition of electrical circuit also, right? So now we can see the type of a circuits. In that the type of the circuit we can see series and parallel circuit. First we can see the series circuit. In series circuit the passive elements are connected in series so that the circuit forms a series structure. So, I will draw a series circuit. Assume a resistors, 3 resistors. Assume 3 resistors are connected in series. Name it as R1, R2 and R3 resistors are connected in series with a battery through ammeter. To measure a current we are connecting an ammeter. It is connected to a battery of voltage V. We are giving a supply to these 3 resistors which are connected in series through a battery V and we are measuring a current through the circuit by an ammeter A. So, resistors R1, R2, R3 are connected in series. It forms a series circuit when it is closed, right? The circuit must be closed to represent a closed circuit. In the closed circuit only the current will be flowing. In an open circuit or if a circuit is broken the current cannot flow. So, here in the series circuit resistors R1, R2, R3 are connected in series, with the battery source. It forms a closed circuit where the elements are connected in the series. Here in this circuit the current will flow from, normally conventionally the current will flow from positive terminal to the negative terminal of the battery. So, the current flow from this terminal and it will flow through R1, R2, R3 and reaches the negative terminal of the battery. See, the current direction will flow from here. Here the ammeter, this ammeter measures the value of the current which is flowing through the circuit. So, while flowing through this the current reaches the R1. Again I am representing the current as I. Again the current leaves the R1 and goes to R2 and moves through R3 and reaches the negative terminal. We can measure the potential difference or voltage. Potential difference between the two ends is termed as a voltage. So, we can measure a voltage of R1 or potential drop of R1 by keeping a voltmeter here across the R1. And similarly, we can measure the voltage of R2 and we can measure potential voltage of R3 by keeping a voltmeter here. By keeping a voltmeter across each resistance, we can measure the voltage across each element. Why are measuring each voltage values separately? Because the current will flow equal value throughout the circuit. In a series circuit, see here, the current will enter this the terminal R1 and leaves the R2 as the same current, right? In series circuit, the current is same. It will flow here as the same value. Assume you are giving a 5 ampere of current. This 5 ampere of current only will flow through R1, R2 and R3. The current will be same in the even circuit. It is not going to break a path and move somewhere else. It will go through this path only. So, the current cannot change in the series circuit. But in the case of voltage, it is not even. It depends upon the resistance value. Right, current is even. You are supplying a 5 ampere current. The 5 ampere current will flow through all the resistance that present in the series circuit. But whereas in the case of voltage, but voltage is not even, right? Voltage can be given by Ohm's law. V is equal to I into R. For in the case of R1, if you are having some other value as an R1, your current is 5 and resistance is, assume your R value is 5 ohms and R2 value is 10 ohms and R3 value is 6 ohms. Current flowing here is of 5 amps. Your voltage, V1 voltage will be I into R1. Your R1 is 5 ohms. So, 5 into 5, 25 volt will drop across this R1, V1 voltage. Right. So, in R2 case, the voltage drop across V2 would be I into R2. Your current is 5 ampere and R2 is 10 ohms. Your 50 volt will drop across R2. And in the case of R3, voltage drop crossing R3, V3 can be represented as I into R3. So, your current is 5 amp and the R3 is 6 ohms. Voltage drop across will be 30 volt. Okay, each resistance will have separate drop across it. the voltage will vary. So from this we can say the voltage will vary in the series circuit, current will be same in the series circuit. If you put an ammeter here, assume you are connecting ammeter again here, if the I current flows in this ammeter, same current will be flowing in this ammeter also. The current won't change in the series circuit, right? So this there are some parameters that we have to be noted in the series circuit. We have to note down some parameters. That is, in series circuit the current, I current will be flowing evenly. That is, the value of the current in all parts of the series circuit will be same. The current is same in all parts of the series circuit. But whereas in the case of voltage will not be same, but the voltage, supplied voltage, the input voltage will be equal to the sum of the drops that occurring in the circuit. In last circuit that I have given here, see, the supplied voltage is V, assume it as V in input voltage, the drop across the element would be 3 voltages. Take the voltage drop across R1 will be V1, R2 will be V2, R3 will be V3. So the input voltage will be the sum of the voltage drop that occur in the circuit. So the total input voltage would be equal to the voltage occurring in the each resistive element that present in the circuit. So input voltage will be equal to the drop across the element that present in the circuit in the series circuit. This is in the case of a series circuit. Okay, these two are the major characteristics of a series circuit such that the current will be same and the voltage will be different in the series circuit. According to Ohm's law, voltage across the resistance R1 would be I into R1, V2 would be I into R2 and V3 would be I into R3. If you add according to this equation, input voltage would be equal to I into R1 plus I into R2 plus I into R3. Your total voltage supplied V in would be equal to supplied current, total current into total resistance, right? Your total circuit resistance into total current into total input voltage. So V in can be represented as total current into total resistance, which is the equation of V1 plus V2 plus V3, which we have substituted according to the Ohm's law, I into R1, I into R2 and I into R3. If you take the value of current as a common value, we will get the summations of resistance R1 plus R2 plus R3 into I into RT. If you cancel this current, R total, that is equivalent resistance, R equivalent or R total can be given by R1 plus R2 plus R3. In the case of the series circuit, the sum of the resistance would be equal to the additions of the resistance that present in the circuit. So in the series circuit, the total resistance would be found by the summing of all the resistance that is connected in the circuit. This is the formula of finding the total resistance in the series circuit. And the unit of the resistance is ohms. Unit of voltage is volt and the current is ampere. I is equal to ampere. Unit of current is ampere, unit of voltage is volt, and the total resistance in the series circuit would be R1 plus R2 plus R3. This is a series circuit. The point to remember in the series circuit is the current in the series circuit would be same, whereas in the case of voltage would differ accordingly to the element that present in the circuit. In the series element, the voltage would differ, but the input supply voltage would be the sum of the voltage potential differences that present in the circuit. V1 would be equal to the summing of the voltages drop that occurring in the element that present in the circuit. So V in would be equal to V1 plus V2 plus V3. So this is a series circuit.